All right, everyone, welcome back into another props video. Give me a touch on the top prop bets today, mostly in the NBA today on PrizePicks and Underdog. Let's go in and get into it. Now, guys, just a quick recap from yesterday. Very good day yesterday. We were able to cash two separate slips on PrizePicks, able to hit a 1.5x there on Underdog as well, but ended up being, hopefully, as you guys know, a very good day there, continuing the nice 5-day stretch here in a row of profit on PrizePicks and Underdog in these videos. So hopefully you guys have been able to take advantage of that. About like 30 units of profit over the past 5 videos. So very good stuff there. But looking at today, guys, we have a pretty awesome slate today here as well. And so, guys, yesterday in the NBA, obviously we did have that game stack there where we kind of knew that if the game went the way Vegas thought, we'd be pretty good there. And obviously that's what ended up happening there NBA-wise. Today, it's not exactly that case. We are actually just getting just a few good prop bets on paper, but we also are getting some game stacks here as well. I'm highlighting right now my favorite bet on the day today, and it's going to be Missy to get over his fantasy score. And if we look at the details of this, guys, what we're going to notice is that he has been kind of consistently getting this over recently, but also on top of that, it's going to be a good match, a pretty high scoring game. So the game total is going to be 233, and it's a very close game as well. So like those aspects of it. We do see his projected minutes here as well at 26, which is obviously very good because we look at in the last game against Charlotte, only 19 minutes in that game, still was able to get the over. Now, on top of that, he gets a very good matchup here as well. All the data points are telling us, suggesting to us that he should be able to get the over. So just assuming he doesn't get into foul trouble, that'd probably be the biggest concern. Everything should be good for this bet tag, so I'm perfectly happy to go out of my way to bet that one. And on top of that, guys, like if we were to kind of look at the bet tag, this is also a bet that kind of has that hammer tag, which is basically telling us where a bet is basically checking all the boxes. So that's typically a bet that we want to go out of our way to target. We're also seeing Goga Bataze there as well as one of those good bets. And so we look at Goga here for his over or under fantasy score. Apologies there. That's another good bet. So he gets a matchup here against Miami. That's typically a pace down spot for most teams. And then you tack in the fact that he plays for Orlando, which is typically a pace down spot as well. We are going to see that he is someone that could potentially struggle here in this matchup. We look at the last 2 games for Goga, where his minutes have been a little bit lower with, the Magic in more healthy. Kind of makes sense. He's gotten the under both games. And so this line does seem to be a little bit too high. Now, I don't think we can draw any conclusions from the first game here, but only 5 minutes in the first game against Miami and didn't do anything. But again, don't really care about that too much, but that's another good bet on paper. If we zoom out here a little bit, take off the hammer tag, which again, that's basically a bet that checks all the boxes without an underdog tag. Then we go ahead and look at where as well in that same matchup there, but for Miami now, he also is going to be someone that gets a more difficult matchup there. And he is someone that just across the board, pretty much a good bet. Now, he is seeing a big increase in his minutes. That's the one concern there with him, is that maybe that leads to a little bit of unpredictability because he is in a different role than what we have seen him be in, just having to get those increase in minutes. But that's another extremely good bet. Continuing on, guys, we have Evan Mobley here. Typically speaking, if you guys have watched my videos, I don't always like to bet on Cleveland because they go 4 deep. It can kind of be random in terms of which player ends up going off. They are 10.5 point favorites in this game as well. Will that lead to him getting a little bit reduced minutes here, which could end up happening? We see the game log basically been kind of hit or miss on kind of a weird stretch here. 3 out of the last 4 games has not been able to get the over. So I could see myself betting the lower here. It's a good bet. It's a 54% likelihood to hit, but we are getting 4 really good bets in the NBA today. But if we continue on, guys, we could look at Cade Cunningham here, who is someone that gets a difficult matchup, and all the other data points are also telling us to bet the under for him. That's not a bad bet. Now, the concern with Cade Cunningham is going to be the fact that he has really been dominating the last 3 games, even in more difficult matchups as well. So that's a little bit of a concern. But if we look at his 1 game against Cleveland thus far, we are going to see he only had 37 fantasy points in that game. So maybe it's just a matchup-based thing there. But yeah, he has been crushing lately. I don't know if we exactly need to go off our way to target that one, but 53, if we round up, 54% likelihood to hit. Tough matchup. All the data points are telling us to do the opposite. And then what we're looking at, guys, as well, if you guys maybe want to do a stack with Missy there, you could bet his over fantasy score. And you could also do DeJounte Murray with that as well, who has been, pretty much really been going off in games where he has been going off, and then other games just having some duds here. So I'm kind of okay with that one as well, but we don't need to go too deep into that. Real quickly, we'll take a peek at Underdog. And for me, guys, on Underdog, we are getting some decent ones like KCP for over his rebounds and assists. Perfectly happy to bet that. We see that's a very solid bet on paper. From there, maybe even go with Vucevic to get over his rebounds and assists. We're getting a lot of decent bets on Underdog, but as always, I typically like to see what we're getting fantasy score wise for Underdog before we do that. So with it, guys, let's go ahead just real quickly and jump into some college basketball prop bets. And so real quickly here, guys, we're just looking at some of these college basketball prop bets here as well. Danny Wolf for under his fantasy score is going to be a good bet for us on paper here. So that's probably going to be a bet that we should be going out of our way to target here as well. And then from there, guys, I do think I want to be maybe getting to Proctor for under his points and rebounds. That's an okay bet. I don't know if we need to force that, but as you guys can see, we are getting plenty of very good bets on paper right now. It's not exactly a high volume day, but it is a day where we are getting some stacking opportunities, some spots where I'm kind of excited to attack for a Monday slate where we're not getting football or PGA prop bets for that matter. Now, real quickly, do want to call if you guys are looking to play an Underdog for the first time, make sure to use the promo code the letters 925 spelled out. That does help on the channel. If you guys are looking to use PrizePicks for the first time, obviously the number 9TO5, just use those. That does help out the channel. Always trying to grow a little bit more. And then just a reminder, guys, if you guys are just looking to make the best educated decisions you guys can each and every day, whether it be props betting on PrizePicks or Underdog, or maybe for fantasy golf, head on over to 9to5sports.com. You can get access to all the premium tools for just $10 a month, guys. Take advantage of that. It's the best value out there, which is obviously by design for you guys there. Take advantage of that. But now, go on ahead and get into the bet of the day for today. All right, guys, we're getting to the 9-5 bet of the day here today. Mostly looking at NBA, but we are going to be using that Danny Wolf prop bet. Now, I do want to call it, guys. As always, I do like to see the fantasy score lines here for Underdog if we are getting that. A perfect example of that would be a bet for UAB that we had with the player where Underdog ended up bumping his fantasy score by 2 to make the prop line difference between PrizePicks and Underdog, like a difference of 3 to the point where we should have been middling there. I do like to compare that against the lines just to see that we are making the best educated decisions possible. And so obviously we're still making that bet, but like my volume on that bet might go up depending on the line for Underdog, if that makes sense. Then we're just going with all the other really good prop bets that we have. I mean, we have like these ones right here. Let's take Kate off of that. These 4 right here are all very solid prop bets, right? Like I feel pretty good about those 4. And then obviously we got the Proctor one for college basketball. We could be mixing and matching, but this is going to be the bet of the day that I measure and update in the description of each video. But that's gonna be all, guys. Thanks for watching. Good luck with all your bets today. Hopefully you've had a good stretch here, and honestly, guys, don't be surprised if today's not as good of a day because we've been on such a good hot streak going. We typically do see that happen, right? That's not the norm. So thank you guys for watching. Good luck. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Comment your guys' favorite prop bet. Again, if you guys want access to the tools available on 9to5sports.com, make sure to head on over there, get access to them for just $10 a month. Thank you guys for watching. Good luck, and as always, let's keep cashing.